Hey everybody, welcome back to another video.
Sarah didn't know what to say for the intro.
No, I didn't.
How's it going, everyone? Still, everyone's kind of has the excitement from the Olympic roster being dropped, but we wanted to touch on a couple things in particular. Like always, timestamps down below. But the first thing we're going to talk about is something I had no intentions on talking about Korbin Albert again so quickly. You know, we put out our video, what we thought. And so, you know, I just didn't have really intentions of talking about it again.
But here we are.
But Sam Mewis basically came out with a statement on her network that I just thought was so impactful and so spot on, because when she had said this, I go, yes, this is exactly kind of what I was feeling. And a lot of people really took what Sam Mewis, a lot of people were really praising what Sam had to say, because I mean, so many people respect Sam. She said something so clear. I thought it was really important. I'm going to read from this article. We might also play her clip. I guess the setup is, you know, we talked about the things Korbin reposted, tweeted, anti-LGBT, homophobic and transphobic things. And actually, I don't have the comment in front of me. If I find it in our comment section, I will post it. But somebody recently, it wasn't on yesterday's video or the last video, somebody recently posted a comment on one of our older Korbin Albert videos, and they said, what do you want her to do? You know, because I had made a comment saying, like, she might be putting in the work, but we have no idea because we don't see it as fans. Like, we don't know what she's doing. And if we were to know as fans that she actually has done something to put into work or shown that she's really growing and understanding why what she did was so hurtful, then it would make it, we would understand the situation better. And then somebody put in our comment section, well, what do you want her to do? You know, there's nothing she can do, basically. There's nothing. What do you want her to do? And I didn't respond to that comment because I kind of thought, yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that.
But Sam Mewis has the answer to that.
Yeah, and so when Sam Mewis came out and said this, it kind of said, yes, this is what I'm talking about. And this is exactly the kind of thing that I'm thinking, or a lot of fans. So I'm going to read from this, but I also might play Sam Mewis's video. I don't actually know about that, but I'm going to have Sarah read from this, and then we're going to talk about it.
Sam Mewis called Korbin Albert's selection to the USA Olympic team upsetting in light of her homophobic and transphobic comments and the apparent lack of contrition. Mewis also called on U.S. women's national team leadership to be more publicly transparent about addressing Albert's situation. Korbin Albert's selection to this roster is upsetting to a lot of people, especially within our women's soccer community, Mewis said yesterday on the Women's Game podcast. Earlier this year, Korbin had shared some homophobic and transphobic content on her social media. While the team has expressed that they are handling it all internally, and Korbin did issue an apology on her social media, fans and supporters of the team haven't been privy to any work or ongoing conversations regarding this situation. Mewis said that Albert, who is among the 18 named to the U.S. Olympic roster, needs to show soccer fans that she's working to improve as a person in the wake of the damage that she's caused. Mewis said that the issue is that the members of the LGBTQ community who witnessed an athlete representing their country endorse anti-trans and anti-gay views haven't seen any public contrition from Albert other than her social media apology. Some players and even head coach Emma Hayes have addressed the issue, maybe even suggesting the opportunity for all of us to accept and move on, Mewis said. I believe that people should be given an opportunity to change and grow. There are endless opportunities to demonstrate this growth to the community, and that has been hurt. The actions that were a problem were out in the open, and so to some extent the growth should be out in the open as well. And I think that is what's missing from the equation right now.
Yes, and that is kind of the point that I think a lot of people are making. It almost goes above and beyond Korbin Albert at this point. It's the way U.S. soccer is handling it. And I think a lot of people are just really upset. They're trying to bury the story almost, or, you know, they're not trying to like show if there is growth from Korbin. I think just like Sam's saying, what she did was very out in the public, out in the open. So her showing that she is growing from the situation should be to some extent out in the open as well. And then also U.S. soccer, the U.S. women's national team want us to have like a lot of sympathy for Korbin Albert because Emma Hayes came out, and I touched on this last video, but they want us to she wants the fans to embrace Korbin and that she's a tremendous human being, which all could be true to a point. But like Sam says, we're not seeing any of that growth. We're not seeing that she is this or that. They're trying to bury the Korbin Albert situation on their Instagram, on their, as well as Sam Mewis. Christen Press came out and talked about it on her Re-Inc. Show. This was a couple weeks ago, but she basically said, Christen Press calls out U.S. soccer for not punishing Korbin Albert.
Longtime U.S. Women's National Team star Christen Press has expressed her disappointment that there were no repercussions for Korbin Albert after her anti-LGBTQ plus social media activity was discovered in March. On her podcast, The Recap Show, Press aired her belief that the statement wasn't enough, especially after Pride Month celebrations that have seen both the U.S. Women's National Team and the U.S. Women's Men Team wear rainbow numbers on their jerseys. You have an opportunity as an institution, I'm talking about U.S. soccer, to show a good way to create a culture that doesn't just monetize pride, but actually protects people's feelings and psychological safety and physical safety, Press said. And you could actually create that culture, but you have to do so in a way that's consistent and in a way that's not reactionary. And instead of any repercussions for Albert, because as far as I know, there was none at all. It fell on the captains to do a press conference and be expected to have some miracle, but it's not an individual code of conduct. It's U.S. Soccer's code of conduct. One particularly galling element of the Albert situation for Press is that U.S. Soccer is currently auctioning off her jersey, along with her other U.S. Women's National Team and U.S. Men's National Team players, to benefit a charity that works with the LGBTQ plus community. Girl, nobody's going to buy that jersey. No offense, but what? I think that maybe the most slap in the face thing that happened here was this is all happening during Pride Month, that the team wore pride jerseys, including Korbin, and then they auctioned them off, including her jersey, the Angel City forward said. That just means they're going through the motions, she added. We're going through the motions. Oh, we have a pride night. Oh, we sell pride jerseys. Okay, so great. Glad to do that. Everyone loves a good pride party, right? Right. I think that's a hard thing to say when it's an external matter, Press said. The tweets, TikToks, Instagrams, those are external. So I think to a certain extent it needed to be handled publicly. And I also think that there's an opportunity to show how to handle this.
And I mean, that goes back to what Sam Mewis said, that this was a public thing she did. So dealing with it in public is not inappropriate. That's actually the appropriate response, because that way, like just like Sam said.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, people might be like, oh, maybe she did have repercussions and we don't know about them. But I trust Sam Mewis and Christen Press to know if she had repercussions, because they're in the community. They know the players. I'm sure they would have known if there was an actual repercussions for Korbin.
Exactly.
But also, right there, she's mostly just upset and disappointed in U.S. soccer as an organization. She goes on to say that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn and grow and be educated, and there are institutions here that are responsible for creating that environment for themselves and for the brand. So she's saying it's the institution's responsibility to create that environment. A lot of people are just not happy with the way U.S. soccer is dealing with this. And like I said kind of on the last video, it almost goes above and beyond Korbin. She did some horrible things, but it's how U.S. soccer is handling the situation. I think most people want to say Korbin did something wrong, but the way U.S. soccer is handling it is worse. Now, people might say, well, just leaving her off the team because she liked some tweets, would people be happy? Maybe that's the repercussion that needed to happen. And just like a lot of people, they have that repercussion and then they come back stronger. And like Sam Mewis talks about, showing that they've changed. And then U.S. soccer showing that was the repercussion. They've changed. We've grown. Like I said, I wasn't planning on making another Korbin Albert video because I thought kind of what we had said was what we thought. But seeing Sam specifically say that, and as well as Christen, was very impactful to me and to a lot of people. Christen also says,
and what I would like to say to all of the people that have been hurt so been so hurt is that there are so many of us U.S. Women's National Team players, past and present, club professional players, past and present, that we are side by side with you in this. You are not our fans. We are your community together, and we share the hurt and the sadness of what this series of events brought to us.
I thought those two things were very important. She talks about the safety of the players and safety of the fans in the community. That is the most important. So we wanted to talk about that. Okay, that probably went on longer than I wanted to, but I did want to touch on a couple other smaller things, because we just got word that Lucy Bronze officially is leaving Barcelona. It is official. She put out a statement, said she was leaving. It was in Spanish. I had no idea what it said, but Sarah's going to give us a rundown.
It was the most beautiful Spanish I've ever heard. It was very sexy. Not gonna lie. She pretty much thanked Barcelona for making her feel so welcome. She, loved wearing the jersey, loved the culture, and, was pretty much, saying thank you and goodbye. And she, in a very sexy Lucy way. What? Yeah, and I'm going to be replaying it probably 50 times tonight.
With her freckles and the beach in the background. Very beautiful.
Yes.
So she is leaving, and then Ona in the comment section put a heart. And so, what does that mean for, is it going to have to be long distance love?
I want to see Ona and Lucy have a conversation in Spanish. That would be the most beautiful thing ever.
Maybe it's on the Barcelona page. We have to look out for that. And Lucy also speaks French because she's played in Lyon. She speaks every language.
Oh my gosh. Is there anything she can't do?
I know. And she kind of just does things her own way. Apparently she left not over money, but more of the Barcelona could not guarantee her a significant role, in the starting lineup. They couldn't promise her that. And that's something Lucy is looking for. She doesn't want to be coming off the bench. She wants a very significant role, and that wasn't what was important to her. Also, the reports are maybe she's going back to the WSL. There's reports Chelsea want her, and that, would that be wild?
She can come to America anytime.
Yeah. Also, there are some people dead set saying that there's no way she's going back to the WSL. Some people think maybe the NWSL would be fun and a different, she's done things her own way for a long time. So why not, if she can make just do something different, NWSL. And then also people are saying, she could go back to France, or she could go to Germany. That would be, she just does things her own way, and I love it. So it will be exciting to see what happens with her. And also with, her and Ona, long distance love. If anyone can do it, they can do it. Okay. Where do you guys think she's going to end up? Also, we're just going to mention this really quick, that Casey Stoney has been let go, fired, given the cut from San Diego Wave.
In a shocking wave of events. No.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It seemed so sudden because, she had a bad first half of the season. That's it. They won the Shield last year. This year, the big problem people are saying, with the talent she has on her team, with the Jaden Shaw, the Naomi Gurmas, she has such a team. She is underperforming. She wasn't scoring goals. And Jill Ellis basically said, you're not performing, you got to go. Because we look at other teams, Laura Harvey has had a pretty tough year this year up at Reign. And also people would say Jonas has been doing Jonas things for years now. Oh, and he gets contract extension. And even though Jonas, it's the WSL, you would think, hey, they would be more cutthroat, but he's still around doing wild Jonas things.
It's wild stuff.
And a lot of people are saying Jill Ellis did this right now at this time for a couple of reasons. One, because it actually gives Casey Stoney a better opportunity to get another job before Europe starts their leagues. That this is actually, she could actually go get a new job because the NWSL season would be over. Everyone would have already found a coach. So some people are saying, as cutthroat as this seems, it actually helps Casey Stoney in that regard, which actually that does make a lot of sense.
But do they, how does that work? Do they become enemies after this?
I know.
I know it's like professional things and professionalism, but that has to hurt. That has to cut deep.
And then Casey Stoney did put out a statement. And she seemed, it's hard. She has 3 kids that got settled in San Diego, and now they're going to be uprooted again. And Alex Morgan made a statement about how Charlie's going to miss Casey Stoney's kids.
So Casey Stoney says, whilst this week has been extremely tough personally, it has also given me perspective. Saying goodbye to someone so special yesterday reminded me that we are not here for a long time, so we need to make the most of the good times. Life can punch you in the face when you least expect it, but we always have a choice how we respond. Wow. I mean, those words, they just sit with you, and it applies to so many things.
Yeah, it's kind of like you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, so you have to do your best at just living in the moment and making the decisions you can with the information you're given.
Well, the words that I love the most is, life can punch you in the face, obviously. Life does that. Yeah. But we always have a choice on how we respond.
Yeah. So kind of wild, but yeah, I mean, it does seem cutthroat, but then I saw a lot of people talking about it was the right move. It might seem harsh, but it was the right move. But what does everyone think? A lot going on. And also, I did see, I think you saw this too. The U.S. Women's National Team Olympic announcement has been going out, and their graphic designer has been getting a lot of flack because people said that this looks like funeral invitations.
Yes, I knew it looked familiar.
Or wedding invitations, and it's like they probably paid a lot of money for those graphics, and they're pretty bad. It looks like they were made on Canva.
Don't be hurtful, y'all.
I mean, I'm sure it's a very talented person who made them, but they're not the greatest. It does look a little bit like a wedding invitation or a funeral invitation. Or it looked like they were wearing like halos when they were like in their formation and stuff.
They're a heavenly bunch. Wow.
So did anyone think the graphics were a little bit strange? And I mean, then again, maybe try something new. You don't want to go too out of the box, but they were pretty bad. I mean, I could never do anything. Maybe the people in the audience could. I couldn't, but they were pretty funny. What does everyone think? Is what Sam Mewis said to you impactful because you respect Sam Mewis a lot? Like a lot of people, I mean, no one hates Sam Mewis. Is what Sam said impactful? Also, Christen, it meant a lot. Like I said, I wasn't going to talk about Korbin, but after I heard Sam say that, that's truly what I think a lot of people have in mind. Lucy leaving Barcelona. Where do you want her? Do you want her in the WSL? Do you want her in NWSL? Do you want her in Germany? Anywhere where she ends up it's going to be a treat. And then Casey Stoney, very tough what happened. Her kids, especially with kids, she just got settled. But in the world of sports, literally anything can happen, and that is proven. And but she'll land on her feet. And she's so young. I don't even think she's 40 yet.
Goodbye to California dreams. Surf dudes with attitudes, kinda groovy.
There's going to be no more California dreams. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. And yeah, we will talk to everyone soon. Hopefully this video goes out either Saturday or Sundays. Talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.